I don't know walking in that small circle. No fair moving the fucking foghorns. Two foghorns. I stand disgusted. In a freak fog, somewhere in Central Park.
Yes, there are two of them.
Who dare?
Well, don't worry, I'm not a mugger or a rapist or anything.
Oh, come on. It must be something. Or maybe not. Anyway, you couldn't find me in this bad fog anyway. We fought at night.
Are you?
What? Befogged or benighted?
A rapist. Or mugger.
Relax, you're safe. I couldn't find you either. We're probably the two safest people ever met at night in Central Park. Unless one of us is a cop.
Oh, damn, are you?
I wouldn't tell you if I was, would I? But relax. I'm not a cop. I'm not a mugger. I'm, available. The only people in the park at this time of night are either cops or available.
It often amounts to the same thing.
I'm not even available at the moment. I use that just as a technical term.
Well, you're perfectly safe. I wouldn't try to force myself on anyone. To be just brutally frank, I was out here following a tall, silent number in a Puce Raglan pullover from a party.
Well, relax. I just fled quite another party. And I'm in a maroon crew neck. What's Puce exactly?
A color.
And Raglan?
How long have you been in New York?
Too long.
I mean, one usually picks up things like Puce and Raglan.
Well, one hopes you pick them up. How is the action in the park on a night like this?
Please, I've never tried on a night like this. Oh, but I saw him walk into the park and I figured, what the hell, faint heart near one fair laddie. And then the fog fell and I lost him.
Maybe I lost too, huh? Hell.
Me? I know this park like a book. He's lost, though.
I've never been here before. At night, I mean, like this. Maybe you can show me the way out.
Actually, I thought I'd browse around for a bit.
Expecting to luck across him?
Or somebody. When the fog lifts.
When the fog lifts. Tell me, what does it matter to you about the fog lifting?
I don't understand.
I mean, why aren't you looking for somebody now?
Well, I sort of am.
No. I mean, you're waiting until the fog lifts so you can see what they look like, right?
Sure.
Let me tell you something. What do you do?
Oh, well, I'm game for just about anything.
That's not what I meant. I meant for a living. What is your work? What is your life?
Oh, that. I'm a window decorator.
And are you good at it?
Well, not to brag, but I have been told that I'm one of the most sought-after window decorators in the greater New York, New Jersey area. I work where I want and when I want. And I've even designed scenery for a couple of plays, off Broadway.
I think that's wonderful.
Well, thank you. Most people laugh.
How can you let them?
You know, window decorators, hairdressers, most people laugh.
Yeah. Now wait. This Puce Raglan number, what does he do?
Anything he wants to, baby, believe me.
Seriously, please.
I don't know, I just saw him tonight.
Did you even talk to him?
No, as I said, he was pretty strong and silent.
But you're trailing him out here in the cold, in the wet, in the dark, risking mugging, raping, arrest, and God knows what kind of humiliation. And my God, infection. Just in the off chance that maybe, I repeat, maybe, you can mouse around with him in the bushes for a little while. My God, it sounds like a duel. And you don't even have choice of weapons, that's up to him.
Well, that's how it is.
But good Lord, man. You're capable, respected, and talented, and you're letting a probable lout like that shove you around. Why? Can you tell me why?
Well, he was very good looking. He looked like a weightlifter, maybe. He was collegiate, which I like. And he had on these Nile green pants without pockets. They're called hip huggers, dear, and he was showing just fantastic basket.
Jesus, Nile green.
Oh, Mary, yes.
So do you have any idea why this puce? What does that mean, by the way?
Well, it's a sort of chocolatey purple.
Not much like maroon, huh?
Oh, no, maroon is more of an earthy red-brown shade.
And raglan?
That means that the sleeve seams are set in above the shoulder.
I bet not many people know that.
Really? Well, it's nothing to know.
Jesus. Well, anyway, so why do you think this guy left the party?
Obviously, because there was no one there as attractive as he.
As he? Okay, let me put it this way. Why do you think he was so silent?
Because that works best.
Let me tell you something. Now, I haven't been in New York long enough to get smart, mind you. But let me tell you why I think he was so fucking strong and silent.
I don't usually like generalization.
You'll listen to me, or I'll call a cop. Or a mugger. Let me guess about this party. I'll bet that only half the people there knew each other.
Well, that's always best.
Sure, because nobody wants anybody that they know. Or maybe it's anybody that knows them. But whichever, I'll bet that half the guys there, and on an early autumn high season night like this, there were only guys there.
You're wrong.
Unless maybe the host's southern aunt.
Well, his sister, his southern sister was there. That's very clever of you.
These parties are all alike. I just came from practically the same party myself. But let me go on. I'll bet that half the guys there were like yourself, young to not so young businessmen, artists, writers, lawyers, whatever the group happens to center around.
Yes, yes.
And the other half, the half that nobody knew, was equally half and half of the half. Divided between little giddy makeup queens who were invited to make everybody else look good by comparison. Besides which, you give enough to smoke or drink, and they're a sure, if somewhat undesirable thing. And a number of strong, silent types in easy-off puce cozies and Nile green basket wrappers were invited from a number of bars, drugstores, elevators where they were available because they had nothing better to do than window decorate themselves in pubic puce and gimme greens and wait around for an invitation to a party. Of 2 or 3 or 30, any number can play.
How long did you say you'd been in New York?
Can I tell you something about myself?
Because really, that was very funny the way you described that party. It's just exactly the one that I was at, but I couldn't describe it nearly as well. You should be a writer.
Thanks. I sort of halfway wanted to be one once. Until I found out my looks were against me.
Oh, really?
I'm not very attractive. I guess you don't want to talk to me now.
Well, there's nothing else to do until the fall. Wait a minute, you said your looks were against you becoming a writer. What have looks got to do with that?
When I was 17.
Well, how old are you now?
I'm maybe 18.
Oh, well, there's probably something you can do about your looks. Yeast tablets and things.
That's what all my friends tell me. See, when I was 17, I was skinny and scrawny and pimply, but I still had hope, you know?
I know.
I thought that if I came here to New York, that people wouldn't mind all that. That here, in the center of the world's talent and achievement, they'd only care if a person was talented, had talent. They'd care for a person for their, I don't know, his character, his self.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I thought maybe you'd gone. I mean, I know my voice is pretty resonant, and I thought maybe you were only staying around because you thought I was good looking. Well, anyway, I got here, and I started meeting people. And it was just as I pictured. They didn't mind that I was skinny and scrawny, hunched and pimply. They found out I was a writer, and they started inviting me to their parties. I wore a funny suit. And I stuttered. And I noticed that nobody was taking me home. But I thought, it's just a matter of time. Concerned with talent and character as they are, they have to get to know a person first. They're not like those men who grab you on the subways. And then I noticed that while these aristocrats were getting to know me, while they were saying their warm and sincere goodbyes to me at the door, there were always a couple people still inside. Friends, I thought. But after being at a couple bars in any one person's house, I noticed that these were always different friends who stayed on as the door closed in my face. I noticed sweaters, tight pants like a uniform, like costumes of some endless chorus line. And then I began to get nervous. I began to notice that while at these parties came by and for, the artists, the writers, the lawyers, the businessmen, the makers and the rulers of the sacred-minded man, I seldom heard these professions deeply propounded. Seldom. Nay, never! It worked very curiously. Upon discovering that the Leaning Tower of Bones and Pimples was a young writer, professors of literature, themselves legends from booming universities, would slide to my side for the opportunity to describe in learned prose. Some wedge-shaped, unemployable, sitting strong and silent in the corner. And I standing there with my thumb and martini, listening to these learned and powerful men, yearning after their intelligence, their approval, their acumen and admiration. I would slowly realize that the gist of their panegyrics was that I being the younger, and therefore, theoretically, standing more of a chance than they, should stumble over and sample a hunk of a hump. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's life. Everybody wants the beauties.
I don't. I mean, I don't care. It's not what I'm after.
Well, I mean, that's life.
That's what? That's life! Look, do you remember how I started on all this raving?
It's very interesting. I know what you mean. Everybody's after the beauties, or they're after each other, or else they drive a person broke, or drunk, or crazy. But, well, I mean, that's...
Don't say that again! Remember, I started out to tell you what I thought the reason was. These characters, these puce and Nile products, being so strong and silent.
Oh, that. Yes?
It's because they're specialists themselves. They don't have any small talk. They have to spend so much time lifting weights and directing their barbers and studying various poses in the mirror that they have no time for anything else. No time to develop any abilities that they might have. Oh, they'll sit around in all the talent in the room with them. They want those people's love. And they're scared to death to open their mouths. Until they realize that these people only became specialists in law, or art, or literature, because they didn't think they could make it as specialists in beauty.
Well, I'm not sure I understand just exactly what it is you're driving at.
Remember, I'm 17 and I'm skinny and scrawny.
Well, you sure don't sound it.
Well, I've developed my voice by talking with a mouthful of hors d'oeuvres. But I'm 17 and I'm scrawny and pimply.
I thought you said you were 18.
That was a lie. I'm still 17.
Well, then don't despair so. As I said before, we live in a marvelous age for somebody young enough, and if you'll just apply yourself, I'm sure you can do something about it.
Oh, I will. I will. For the next 8 years, I'll lift weights, and I'll improve my posture, and eat sea salt. And I'll get good haircuts, and I'll stop talking at parties. And I'll get my full glandular growth, and pick up my chorus outfits in the men's stores. And I'll develop a strong, silent countenance to cover up for the fact that I haven't read any good books lately. And people will stop talking to me at parties. And they'll start talking about me. And I'll get to be a star attraction on the smarty-arty party circuit. And I'll get disgusted and I'll stop even dreaming about writing because it'll seem to me that there's no one to write for.
Well, I fail to see the problem. If you can do all that and get the people you want.
God, I never will get them. They'll lie there on that Persian carpet, making it with each other, after hustling the host sister away, looking through the gold Florentine candelabra on the floor, at the part of me corresponding to whatever part of each other themselves they're working on, because they're too afraid of me.
Come on now, surely not everybody is going to treat...
But it's just as bad if they do get the courage to come over the candelabra. Because if they do... Did you ever take LSD?
No.
Well, please don't think I'm one of those sick queens who'll take anything that's offered them. But once I had LSD.
Wait, did you say Florentine candelabra?
No, I said LSD. Try to pay attention. I made love to someone. Professor of comparative literature. My dream man while I was on it. And afterward, when I lay there trembling with love and gratitude, he turned to me and he told me that he had used the hallucinatory effect of the drug to transform me into his physical ideal. Even what I become wasn't perfect, wasn't enough. He could never see, touch, taste, grasp, take, love me.
Where exactly was this party that you were at tonight?
What does it matter? Can't you see what I'm trying to say is that these parties are all alike? That's how all those businessmen were looking at me tonight. That's why they needed the candlelight, the drugs, and the darkness. To lure me into some baby doll ideal. It didn't matter to them that I worked those damn weights for years, putting on muscles like makeup. That I broadened my chest and deepened my voice and made myself into a sex god sacrifice for them. They had to dim the lights and put on those damn Courage sunglasses until I became even more vague and generalized. They didn't appreciate my plastic surgery any more than they did my writing. No amount of work could make them love me. Me, under the blonde and the blonde. The cues of the Nile. The pullovers and the hip huggers. Even if I had these off, they would still have to try to turn me into a daydream. To worship me and not want me. Sweet God, free me from this fog of flesh. I'm so tired of getting what I don't deserve. Hey, you still there?
Yes, I'm here. You wandered off. I could hardly hear what you were saying.
Did I? I'm out of practice writing, but I can probably condense it all for you. I'm 17. I'm skinny and scrawny. And nobody can love me because I'm not a big, beautiful, mindless sex god.
You're not. Would you like a cigarette?
Yes. Yes, I would. I had some. I must have dropped them. Oh, wet, cold grass hell.
Would you like one of mine?
Where are you?
Here.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. What brand are these? Keep talking, will you? I feel alone as hell.
Keep the pack if you like, they're imported.
Well, thanks.
Listen, you have a wonderful gift for words for a 17-year-old. Really, I think you are much more developed. As a writer, I mean. I admire someone who can write.
Thanks. But don't be more.
Oh, well, I'm sure you can. Your descriptions and your imagery were very vivid. Yes, vivid. You have a fine, vivid mind and imagination. You see a great deal.
I'm just obsessed, that's all.
You've been very frank with me. Shall I be just as frank with you? I mean, would you be interested in hearing about me?
Yeah, sure.
Writers are always interested in other people. That's one of the most attractive things about them.
You think that's attractive? Most people don't.
Why, when I was listening to you, I felt that you were saying things that I'd always felt but could never articulate, express. I can't see a thing, can you?
No, nothing. God doesn't this ever lift.
Well, I felt that you were talking about me.
It's the highest compliment any writer could ever have.
Is it? Good. I mean, the physical description and all, you know, huge, hefty, good-looking, all that. That party I left tonight, I left to follow that boy because he had such a compassionate face.
When did you come in?
Oh, I had just come in. He didn't see me because he was too busy staring at this disgusting little faggot who was masturbating on the floor in his chic sunglasses and his Beatles wig and his Negro jacket. I guess that's why he stomped out of there, disgusted by that little fruit. And I followed him because he looked so sensitive and intelligent. But I'm not sorry I lost him now. Not now. Shall I be even more honest?
What are you saying?
Well, it's hard. I mean, one gets so used to insincere people.
I know.
But I'm tired of being a big, blonde, beautiful sex god like you, too. I mean, like you described. I've always wanted to meet someone like you who could understand that and appreciate me for myself. Even if he was just a skinny, scrawny, pimply kid like you.
Really?
I'm going to be even franker. I don't think people should let a moment like this go. Does that sound silly to you?
No, God, none at all.
I know a place just a little ways from here. I'm sure I can find it even in the dark. What I'm saying is, will you come there with me now?
You sound very excited.
I've been there lots of times before, and things have happened there that have been ugly. But I'm sure if I went there with someone who had a beautiful soul, someone like you, that could make up for all those times, to go there with someone that I could respect and admire, someone who would appreciate me for more than just my beauty. Huh? Are you laughing? Are you laughing at me?
No! I'm not laughing! God, I'm not laughing. Do you mean the things that you're saying?
Can you doubt me?
No, I can't. I don't.
Well, come with me. Come with me now.
Oh, God! This is the rational world at last.